did that work? I think that worked. Hello, welcome back to another live stream. It's like glitch there at the beginning. I got distracted by updating the description and tags and such in YouTube, and I didn't queue up the music and all the scene properly. So yeah, but I fixed it, I think. And I think the sound levels were working okay. So yeah, let me know if that wasn't the case, either in the chat or in the comments of the stream afterwards. Welcome back to another live stream of Space Engineers Ares at War. I have been tweaking my sound. Oh, that actually looks a little bit loud. Okay, there you go. One extreme to the other. Areas at War. What are we up to today? So today we need to do a few upgrades. We fixed our broken ship. We came back from some salvaging yesterday, and this thing was essentially broken in half. So we applied a patch, and then we got Bob to do the build and repair. And yeah, that's looking good. I still haven't gone in and checked out the inside yet. Too many things to do and not enough time. One thing I did do after the stream yesterday was I started looking a bit more at the lights on? Yeah. I started looking a bit more at the guided missiles, because they worked really well, and but they needed some updates. You know, the Calypso, the blueprint from the workshop, was a little bit old, and the scripts in the programmable blocks, you know, a lot had changed since the ship itself was released. So I wanted to go through and update them, which I did. And in the process, I created essentially what is the harness inside the ship, inside here, which is essentially a subgrid attached. It's actually a really smart little system that's been implemented. So I essentially printed out one of those so I could go through and figure out what the configuration was for the blueprints, how the things actually worked in a bit more detail, and that kind of stuff. And in the process, I discovered a few things. So first of all, there are two projectors in the section just behind the merge block. This one here is for Atmo missiles, and this one here is for ion missiles. Because predominantly we are in space, we have the ion variant, but it's really easy to switch across to the Atmo version. So when we're down on the planet, we can actually print these things out and have guided missiles in a gravity well on a moon or a planet that has an atmosphere. So that's pretty good. And then I was thinking, oh, actually, that's a really cool, very modular idea. And I'm going to use that on the base. So then what I did is I outlined this, which is essentially those individual modules spaced apart, and there's kind of 3 of them here. And then I put a bit of the infrastructure in place around it to try and figure out, what it would look like, how it would work, and that sort of stuff. And then I started looking at the configuration side of things of the launcher missile program from WHIP. The ship is already set up and running and that sort of stuff, so I don't need to bother with that side of things. But I wanted to get it working on the base, and so I started figuring out what I need to do, how you set it up, and so on and so forth. And I ended up in a little bit of a pickle because while using this approach is really smart, it's very modular. There's a lot of overlap. There's an overlap in terms of the overall controller. So each of these independent modules has their own antenna, they have their own welder button, and they also have the launcher missile program, where is it? Yeah, programmable block. And all of the missiles are kind of numbered in the same sort of way. And renumbering them proved to be a little bit of a pain in the ass, mostly because I just was not familiar with the approach that WHIP was using. What he does have is a pretty smart approach, but it's actually a little bit too smart. And so I was having problems with, I was changing the names, I was trying to define the right groups and that sort of stuff, and then it was being overridden and that sort of stuff. So then I decided, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little projector unit attached to a hinge. You can use a rotor if you want, because we're going to go from large grid to small grid. Print out the missiles, and then I can configure them individually here, and then move them across, drag them across over here with our little tug, slot them in place. Now the reason I'm doing that is because I want to set this up, and then I want to blueprint the entire rig. Because if I do that, then basically I've got a repeatable template that I can use elsewhere. I can rebuild on the spot, and it's actually more efficient to have a single blueprint with X missiles attached and to print it than it is to have individual projectors set up. And that's the recommended way that WHIP has for kind of doing this. So I did that, or we were going to do that. It's not quite complete yet, but it will be. So yeah. And the other thing I did is I set up, we had a bit of crystal from that we pulled back from the base. So I set up some welders here. We do have Bob, which is, or can be set up to build new. So we can have Bob do it, but it's actually far quicker to use the welders than it is to use Bob. Bob will take, I don't know, 3-4 minutes to print a printer. Whereas using the welders, it takes 20 seconds. 30 seconds tops to do it. And with Bob kind of helping, I find that's, or I think that's going to be the best approach. I kind of went a little bit overboard with the missile silos. Here there's 8. I'm probably going to bring that back to 4 because I don't think we need quite that many. And yeah, part of this was part of the the trial, trying to figure out how these stuff worked. What I did do as well is I added a few extra things. So I put cameras up here, which helps with target acquisition. There's one here, and there's a few kind of over there on the other side attached to those connectors. Those connector ones are temporary at the moment until I have a better solution in place. And then the other thing I did is I came over here, which is going to be a kind of launch control, bay control, docking area control space. And I set up some of the other things to try and understand kind of like how WHIP stuff is working, what programmable blocks I would need, what screens, so on and so forth. Just to try and make my life a little bit easier. And I discovered a lot of things on the way. I discovered like what groups need to be set up for this launch missile program, how you do some of the configuration, and so on and so forth. So this is now set up in a way that is currently working, although we are going to move everything about because this area is just way too cramped, and I want a bit more space, and this thing needs to be kind of built out much more anyway. But I do have this screen that comes as part of the scenario. It's part of Captain Arthur's creation. Pretty nice screen. We've got this set up at the moment for fire control. I think only one of the missiles is actually working, and I've not tested it, so yeah, I hope it's working. The missile system is pretty awesome when it actually works. So yeah, here we can switch between like camera mode, turret mode, where you can use a turret to pick a target, or into beam mode, which uses the antennas. I set up things like toggling evasion on and off, stealth on and off, mostly again just to see how the stuff worked. And then yeah, a lot of it was kind of figuring out the groups and that sort of stuff to make this stuff work. So this is kind of what we have at the moment. There's one here for radars. There's one here for the missile screen to get that up and running. Again, all of this is gonna change, but I wanted something to test with. And this is the launcher missile stuff, the lamp. And then while I was kind of doing that and figuring out, like I got jumped a few times by pirates, and I thought, okay, look, we need to work on this, but this is going to take a little bit to get up and running and to have confidence that it's working. I need better defenses. So then I kind of looked around and thought, okay, what am I going to do here? The missile stuff is fantastic, but I'm going to need point defenses as well, some defense silos. And I kind of looked around and tried to look at where it would make the most sense to put these things. So what I've decided is I'm going to put one here. So here we're going to have a platform. Again, let me rough it out. There's a bit of digging out that we need to do, but we can put some things in place at first. So we're going to have something like this. We're going to have a horizontal section here. It's going to be a little bit large because the guns themselves are 3x3, and we probably want one gap in between. So we're going to have a section like this. Imagine that kind of going all the way across and kind of protruding, so it's going to be on here facing in this type of direction. And then on the side, we're going to have another set of guns, probably assault cannons. On this plane, assault cannons and Gatling guns, that's what I wanted. On this plane here. So with this in place, then essentially we'll have a top section probably of artillery maybe. I'm not sure whether I'm going to put the artillery on the sides here. I think, yeah, I'm going to put artillery at the top.
Energy.
And then assault cannons and Gatling guns down the side. And then maybe at the front I'll put a couple more Gatling guns. The reason for the Gatling guns is that there's a class of pirate that comes in, which is a missile boat. And I think that's the thing that broke our gunship in half yesterday. It's a shame each of the ships don't have a kind of a damage recorder, like a little black box that tells you what happened, like who attacked it, what it was hit with, that sort of stuff. So yeah, so this is going to be one section. So something like this, a defense silo. It's plumbed in, and I put one of these drill and fill as well as an incinerator on top, because we're going to flatten out this chunk a bit more so we can build into this part. So that's going to be one. Let's go past our gravity collector that we were working on yesterday. And then the next one is going to be over here. So on top of this area, we're going to have some guns that's essentially going to cover off this type of space. Now here we don't really need to worry about this lateral up-down side of things, I don't think. But we can always adapt that later. So there's going to be another one there. Again, plumbed in. This one has been set up with a connector and a projector because that's how I like to do things. And then the next one is going to be over here. So I've put a placeholder in place. It's not attached to any grid. I've used a door because if you place a like a normal block, like an armor blocks aren't owned. So Bob will happily chew it. And yeah, you place a block down and then it will disappear a few seconds later. If you put down a block that can be owned, like a doorway, then yeah, it's not going to get chewed up, and Bob will actually help out and fill it out for you. And so yeah, I think those three are going to give us what we need to give us the firepower to protect this this area. And then we can work on the missile system here, and we'll clean this up and make it simpler. And then we're going to work on the missiles down there, get them named properly so that we can use it essentially as a template, and then bring them in place. I was thinking, like, as I dropped my daughter off at Kita today, you know, these missiles, they have thrusters in all of the key directions apart from reverse. But they have lateral, they have up, down, they have forward. And then in theory, what we can do is they can drive themselves to their docking point. So I would like to try that, but you know, that's an additional complexity that I don't think we're going to have really time for today. But I would like to play with that a bit more, because those things are interesting and exciting, and there's applications for that elsewhere. What else did I do? There's a couple of other small things I did. I added one of these gates into this area and created some steps and a bit of scaffolding to go up, just add a little bit of detail. And then what I did over here is I added a couple of doors to allow us to easily get under this docking area. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna set up the drill and fills to clear out the space, and that's gonna happily then gonna chew on this, and I need another one. It's already set up but just not turned on yet over here, because we need to get through this rock out to where this area is going to be, and we're going to put them up here, and then we can start working on this one. This one's pretty much ready to go. So I set these up already, so I wanted to just configure the incinerator to incinerate stone. And then if we look at the configuration here, what we did is we set the width and height. Well, first thing, this is really helpful if you're using drill and fill, to make sure you're using the left and right indicators on the top to orient the drill. And then what we did is pretty straightforward. We set the height and width to be 3 meters, so a little bit bigger than a block. I set the depth to be maximum, and then just set the forward offset to be half of the depth, plus a little bit more, plus the size of this block. And then if we show the area, that's essentially just going to drill through here. This is much bigger than it needs to be, but it's not touching any rock, so it's not going to add any extra time to things. It's only going to chew through this part, and then we're plumbing up from this side. That way we get the benefit of the rock for a little bit of protection. And yeah, it's kind of looking a little bit more clean. And then I will just double check this so that drain all is on and the whitelist is set to start. Okay, so that's going to handle that for us. We could drill manually, but the drill and fill stuff is actually really good. You know, I use it for sculpting, not actual drilling of ores. Drilling of ores kind of feels a little bit cheeky to me. Like, it's cool and all, but yeah, not quite in the spirit of the game, I don't think. But I love the drill and fill. I think it's pretty neat. So again, whitelist, stone. Nice that it remembers what we were doing before. Turn it on. Yeah, I've got to be careful about that share. The launcher missile and the WHAM, they don't like if the grids are shared. I think specifically for the missiles. I don't really know why, but that's the case. So setting these things up is pretty easy. It's got two modes of working. I've tried out both. There's this mode, which is essentially what we're going to use now, is the static mode. It's going to be set to drill. I'm going to show the area first. I'm going to bring the size down. So let me just double check. Yeah, I did put it in the right orientation. So we have forward is this way, backwards is this way, and then left and right is either side there. So with that, let's so the width, we probably don't need to be too huge. Width and height are set to 20. Depth we're set to something larger, but at the moment it's just arbitrary. Okay, that's going to be too high. So the depth is going to be, and you can use a block for measuring this out. Probably going to keep it, go to the edge of this. Each block is 2.5 meters. It's 5, 7.5. Probably going to come back to this one, so it's going to be 10. So now we're going to set the depth to be 10 meters. So now, you know, by doing it this way around, you have a clearer idea of which setting you're actually affecting. I just find it helps with reducing the confusion. Now we're going to set the offset, so the forward offset, and we're going to set that to, the range is actually pretty massive. Let's set that to 20, see where that gets us. Yeah, that's way too much. So we can come back 10 meters, more than 10 meters. I use a block to gauge, 10, 15, it looks like a block and a half. So let's play with the offset again. Let's set that to 10. Okay, that's looking a bit better. It can come back 1.5 blocks. So that is going to be 4 meters. Technically it's 3.75, but 4 is fine. So let's come back 4. So let's make that 6. And I like to play with just one dimension at a time. And then we're going to be, let's have a look. This is going to be a 3x3 grid. And I've got this to the ignore color of Bob. So 3x3, and then we will need 2 more because it's probably going to be 5 big. So it's 4. That's 5, because I want the Gatling guns there as well. So we're going to have assault cannons and Gatling guns, and that should be the right kind of size. So now what we're going to do is we're going to shift this down to come down to there. Let's actually just put another block in. And remember, you can use the placement mode to local grid to actually get stuff into rock without doing all the twisty, turny stuff to find the right angle. Which I still find myself doing, even though I know of this I know of this trick. So now we're going to bring it down. So that is going to be the vertical offset. Actually, yeah, vertical offset. Let's do that first. No, let's do the size first, because the size is going to be wrong. So let's make this maybe 15. Do the size first. Yeah, 15 by 15. It's probably about right. And now let's put it into position. Which is the vertical. So the vertical offset is going to be, I know, I can't remember which direction it's going to be. 10? No, it's minus. So it's minus 10. Going to make that. It's roughly what we want. Slightly off. The width needs to be. Actually, does the width need to be any more? Probably not. Actually, that's looking about right. Okay, nice. And then we can turn that on. And then that's happily going to chew out that piece of the rock for us, and the incinerator is going to get rid of the rest. I'm only working on the inside of these blocks, because the outside, it's all going to be heavy armor. So that part is not a problem. We just want to swallow, this part out so we can get the plumbing in place.
Energy low.
Okay. So those two things are working. The one on the left is probably already done. Drill and fill is not, it's not instant. It takes a little bit of time. Drilling out, drilling of the rock in this entire section took a couple of hours to do. And this one is, yeah, this one's pretty much done. It's player safe, so you get in front of the drill and it's not gonna chew you up. Okay, so we turn that off. There's one mode that drill and fill has, which is really neat. It takes a little bit of getting used to, and it's not for use in kind of big areas. But there's essentially a player mode, so you can say that it's remotely controlled by, and you can pick a particular player. You can show the control area, and you can control working. And then basically what it means is that the characteristics that you set here are centered on you as a player. And then you can control it by essentially you move around, and this shaded box follows where you are with the characteristics and settings that you set. And then when you want to operate it, you essentially hold your drill. And when you hold your drill, then it will start working, and it will start working on that piece that you've defined. I've used it before. It's actually pretty neat. The issue, however, is that you have to stay in place, which then means that you're using your energy and that sort of stuff. Coming back to exactly the same place again is a little bit of a pain in the ass. So that's done its job. We'll use Bob to clear things up. Actually, this is probably a good first defense silo to work with. Okay, and I'm going to drop a cargo container on top of this first. Not that one. choose the right color. And the reason for our cargo container is that when we run out of resources and we need to pick something up, we've got an access point. Conveyors are great, but they're also more limited in what you can do. So now we should be able to fit in this hole. Yeah. And then we can put the plumbing. You would not believe how many times in the last day I have died while moving backwards and placing blocks. So it happened a few times down here. I was filling this thing out. I was happily placing a block like this and moving backwards fairly fast. And what happened was Bob built the block. So I dropped a block. It was not attached to the wall, so therefore its velocity was the same as mine. Bob created the block, and then I was hit by a fully solid block, which then killed me. So, yeah. I'm fairly liberal with these blocks. The reason being is that I want to make sure that this is anchored in something. So this is anchored into the voxel that's there. And it prevents the and the other thing it does is it provides a concrete point where you're not splitting the grids. Many times I've used something like the tube, this pipe, and I've made a really long one, and then I thought, oh bugger, I've done something wrong here, and I've had to cut a piece of the pipe, and then suddenly the grid has been split. And then you've got to go through and fix it and so on and so forth. So putting these kind of midway points, or every so often, actually helps quite a lot. So yeah, so we're probably going to transition. No, actually this is fine. It's fine. And we want to come out to this kind of space. And we'll anchor this into the wall in a bit. Yeah, so somewhere like this. And then we'll drop in one of those. We'll come across, actually that's going to be too low. Something like that is good enough. Probably use this mode. Yeah, there we go. And that is the wrong color. Not a big deal. I do need to go around and paint some things. And the reason I'm putting this in is, just for a little bit more protection to make sure that stuff is properly locked in. Do the same just underneath, because I, again, don't want stuff to split. This is a defense silo after all. And a little bit of extra protection never actually hurt anybody. There we are. And then we'll put a cover area on there as well a bit later. And you can just use half blocks for that. And then this could possibly form the foundation of what we're going to build now. Again, better safe than sorry. is my motto. This grid aligned mode actually helps a ton. Okay, so we can actually get rid of this now.
Inventory full.
Cool. And then we'll probably have something like this and this. Again, this is a defense silo, so it's going to come out in this kind of way. Actually, that was a mistake, because we don't yet have the conveyor. And this is probably going to need to come up a bit more. So let's that looks terrible. Whoops. Like this. We won't put one there because we're going to work on the conveyor. Okay. Something a little bit more like this. Just raise it up, and then that gives us the platform that we need. Okay. So that is that's good. I think gonna have block zone. I think. There we go. That's more like it. And then I think we will go with a connector. Like that. So let me put a connector on this way. And then we use a connector because we want to be able to blueprint this this subgrid on its own, and then actually, if I can type. So first of all, let's put in a come on. Come on, you little git. You're not going to work for me. Oh, you're on there. There you go. Okay, and then we'll put a battery. Where's the display? Can't really see it at the moment. Put one there and one there. And then, just because I like to have a little bit of visibility on these things. There you go. Okay. So that's looking good. I think. What are you shooting at? Oh, probably the unknown signal. I need to upgrade this survivor kit to a medical. just to save a little bit more time. Okay, that's looking good. I'm happy with that. Actually, I need to replace the armor here with heavy.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory.
Oh, why are you red? You shouldn't be red. Why are you red? Oh, because of that. Yeah. So if we put that in there, then that fixes the issue with the grid.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
These space pirates do hit, can hit fairly hard, so I just want to make sure that we're not going to get totally screwed. And that's going to be where our conveyor is going to be. Okay. So again, I'll probably need to bring this a little bit forward. And then we need to come out more. So the internal stuff I usually put as light.
Inventory full.
That's probably not quite
Inventory
correct.
full.
Need to use something like this one. Come on, Bob, pick up the stuff. There we are. And then probably another one of these. So now we're starting to kind of outline what this thing is going to look like. Let's put that there. The ones at the back don't need to be heavy armor. We'll encase the whole thing in heavy. Come on. Right. You already, yeah, okay. And then this is 3 wide, so that's going to be correct. And it's going to be roughly in the center here. So let's, and then we're probably going to come out 1. So yeah, let's put that there, and then that there, and then something like one of these. Put the weak. I think there's a weak side. Okay, so that's one. Where one of the guns is going to be, and then it's the other one's going to be somewhere probably let's think 1, 2, 3. Like this. So we'll repeat the same process. Cargo container. This one doesn't need to be here now.
Inventory full.
Although actually we will need welders. I need to make sure I'm not flying around with the grid. Like this. Just come out a little bit more. And then make sure stuff is connected. and then we can drill away. And then the welders are going to be normal welders, like this maybe. Why are you complaining? What?
Inventory
What
full.
do you like this for? Because of you. There you go. Now? Yeah.
Inventory.
Okay. And then
Inventory
yeah,
full.
it's going to be like this. Like this. And then what is your problem? Are you complaining about the pixels? Go on, get up. I don't understand why some things complain about voxels and other things don't. Yeah. Okay, so there's one.
Inventory full.
We'll do the same thing here. Like that. And then like that. Should be enough distance. And then I'm going to go with one of these in case we do extend things out a little bit more in that direction. And then we use one of those like that. And we went with separate connectors here because I want a bit of redundancy, just in case things go pear-shaped. And then let's look at the guns. So what are we going to use? Artillery. Definitely going to have some artillery. I'm just wondering is, do we have 2 artillery or just 1? I think we're going to mix it up. Like this. I hope those things aren't too close together. Okay. And then on this side, let's make sure this is as robust as it can be. We don't want to put that type of block there. And that should handle any kind of splash damage. And then we'll go with the standard look. Like that. Is it this one? And then we'll do it on upside down on that one, like that. The usual. But it works, so, you know. And then we'll have a little bit of a gap. Yeah, we've got a gap, a little bit of a gap either side, which we will fill in with this. We'll do the same. I'm not sure we'll do that there. Come on.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
We may just do
Energy
this
low.
one. This maybe keep it fairly slimline, like that. And we have to fill in the back, fill in that piece. Just take a look here, and then we'll do the opposite. Follow the same design pattern. Like this. And then there you go. It's not going to be impregnable, but it looks menacing. And then back here we'll keep things with the usual. We'll go with a light approach. Nothing should be coming behind. Should be coming behind here. Okay, and then I just remembered that I probably didn't set this to lock. There you go. Let's go and get some energy. Then we'll check on, we'll make sure that the stuff has ammo. Easy script should have kicked in by now. And do you have ammo? Yes. Okay. We'll go through and do the naming of them a bit later. Set it to max. If you go over what the maximum is, it will set it to whatever the max of the gun is. There you go. And we will tweak what it targets. We don't need to target stations. We'll leave it as default because we'll have a AI defensive. Okay, there you go. That's done. First one is up and running. We do need to cap off this. We'll do this before we go. We need to fill in that hole as well. And then we'll use these. And then we'll probably just slope this here. You know, it's not beautiful, but you know, it works and it's fine. We'll cap that other side off later. We still have that block to fill in. This is one of those funky blocks that I can never find for the life of me. Like, what the hell? Oh, I just found it by mistake. God. I've spent ages literally rotating different blocks. I'm not familiar enough yet with them. Okay, so one is done. We've got a bit of cover now. Let's take a look at this. This is complete. That side is fine. The only issue is going to be this side. This side is okay because it's clear, but it needs to come to the right by a block. Maybe a block. So when you're tweaking these parameters, make sure you do turn it off. I have not I've not done it a few times, and yeah, it's been special. Yeah, that's too much, I think. Maybe not actually, because the guns do need clearance. That should be okay. Does it come down far enough? Yeah, I think it does. So that's good. Let's go back over here. Turn it on. You can spend ages trying to get it perfect the first time before you do any digging, but I prefer to, at least get something up and running. Maybe it needs a little bit of a tweak, but then, that's fine. It's just how I prefer to do things. Okay, so we have essentially the rough version of what we need here. We just need to kind of build out the blocks, and that was a lot of lag. So I'm just being super paranoid after my issues with NVIDIA. So let's start out just by giving us a little bit more of the base protection. It's going to be clad in heavy armor, so whoops. There you go. And this is the bottom section. This one, we do have some guns already pointing in that direction. This platform is going to be for this orientation and for that orientation over there. That's my plan. Okay, I just need 30 seconds. I need to have a pee. Be right back. Okie dokie. Well, let me just put my headphones in. There we go. Okay, so here we need a bit more firepower, I think. Let's start out with one of those. So it's 3x3. We need to lift it up so it's over here, and then we'll probably come out to this section like this. Again, it's going to be clad in heavy armor. probably one more block like this, and then we're going to use some colors to at least get a rough idea of how much space we need. There's going to be a turret somewhere like there, higher up of course, conveyed in. One other side, one gap. So the next one is going to be around here. Probably need 3, and we'll put some gatlings along this side, I think. Okay, so let's see if we can find a clean place to do it. So there was one here, there's one spacer for the gun itself, there's the spacer for the gap between guns, and then we need 3. 1, 2, 3. Just bring it up. Oops, wrong one. Something like this, and then so it's going to be 1 higher than that one. Let's go to our what is the side that we want to do like this, maybe? Actually, I want to change that. Let's put this one as a cargo container. Get the text around the right way. And then like this. And then let's just put a block in here. That's all anchored, so we should be able to take this one out. And put that in there instead. Okay. So I like to have cargo containers as close to the guns as possible, so that they have ammo. There's batteries, there's a projector, there's a conveyor connector there, so this is going to be blueprintable as its own little thing. And then should the worst happen, like should this get destroyed and there's no conveyor to the main base, you know, it's got cargo, so it should have ammo, it's got batteries, so it should still be able to operate. And we can handle it that way around. So let's place these blocks. We will need some pipe work. I'm going to have to use the drill a bit, I think. So we can see. Yeah. A little bit more. Okay. So gun there, that's one is for the gun, this one is for the spacer, that's one for the spacer here, and then this is where the gun is actually going to be. And then at the moment we don't need like an extra one over the other side. This one we're going to orient so the side is that way around. Okay, so something along these sorts of lines. Yeah. And then for this one, I think what we use is one artillery in the center, and then assault cannons. Like this. Is that in the right place? I don't think that's actually in the right place.
Inventory full.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, that's more like it. That's cooking with gas.
Oh.
And it's already got a bit of ammo. Like, we've been jumped by space pirates a few times, and you know, when we came back after our little fight yesterday, victorious, we came back and we found this thing essentially sawn in half. It was not a pretty sight, which is partly why we're doing this work today. Okay, so let's fill in some of this. And yeah, that's probably okay. And then we're going to clad the rest in heavy, I think. And take that one out.
Inventory full.
Probably replace these as well.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
And
Inventory full.
there we are. Pretty naked at the moment. And then like we've been, you know, we've taken quite a big chunk of damage. The ship yesterday being sawn in half was not the first time. Not that the ship itself was hurt, but I wanted to do the welders. But we've come back before and we found part of this hangar area down here that was blown off. Again, I think it was due to the missile boats that some of the pirates have. Okay, so clean this out a bit because these welders get unhappy if they're touching rock. This one. Eventually I'd like to switch to the new ones when we have enough lasers to work with. But we do not at the moment. Is that going to be enough? Yes. Sweet. And we will put maybe on this edge. I try to offset them, so I don't really want them all in the same place with respect to the guns. I figure if I mix it up a little bit, then, you know, if there's a barrage that comes in, if they're in different places, there's less chance that they're all going to get wiped out. That is my my thought process on it. So we have welders, they're connected, we have guns. These guns have ammo, so now it's just kind of working on the structure itself. And I'll probably go with the standard look here. Oops, that was wrong. Keep it simple. We will put it on the welders as well. I don't want them to be the weakest link. You are the weakest link.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Ah, that's a mistake. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I have to be out like this.
Inventory full. Inventory.
It's fine if it's a little bit wider. Again, you know, the whole, it's only going to give us more integrity, structure. And that's really what this is about. Like this. There we go. I should have measured that first. This one will probably carry on like this. Okay. And then let's fill in the gaps. One thing I do want to make sure of is that we have space for some cameras. Okay. Hopefully there's low risk, low chance that this thing is going to be severely damaged. But we won't know until the next fight. This one we're probably going to have to corner. Okay, it is pretty blocky. I know. I see it. These flat surfaces should actually be good for cameras. The cameras will help with the guided missiles. I usually fill the interior ones in with light armor blocks, but just to save on materials a little bit. Okay. Button up. Whoops. That's wrong. What's this one? And then this way. Oops, that was the wrong way around. Maybe this way we'll do something like this. Oh, god damn it. Oh, that's not going to work. That's wrong.
Inventory full.
Why is... oh yeah. That's going to have to be one of our funky ones, isn't it? That's not right. That's not right either. What? What? Where? Who? Why? Where's my fire control? Do I have... I don't think I have a fire set up yet. Dang, damn it. Okay. Lamp. Crap, that was the wrong one. G. Lamp. Run. Remove. Should have done this beforehand. I think it's fire. Hello? Hello? Where are we? I don't see any space pyro. Where are you? Something's firing. What's firing? At what? Hello? Hello? You're firing? Where are you firing? What are you firing at? Which way are you pointing? This way? Oh, there's some, oh, you're hitting something. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. Didn't have a chance. Okay. What were we doing now? Okay. Up here, guns. We were trying to find what is the right funky shape. Not you, not you. You maybe? Not you. This way around? This way around? I feel like it makes me feel like a complete idiot. Don't say anything. I don't think that is it. Is that it? That could be. No, it's got a pointy thing at the top. No, I don't think that's it. This one? No, I don't think that's it. Close, but no cigar. Mwah, mwah, mwah. It's... I think it's this one, but it's the inverted one of this one. Slope transition base inverted. Let's just try this corner. Where do I get the slope transition base inverted? This one maybe? Slope tip, slope transition base. Like that's almost, that's not almost it. This way? Don't think that's it. Not tip. Corner. No, because that comes out in the wrong way. This maybe baby. That works on this side. It works at the top. Doesn't work there. But
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory.
if in doubt. Now it works. And then we can use the same thing here. You know, as long as it looks It looks clean. Then that's good. And then this one is this one, I think. Whoops, like this. Yes. I know, you know, there's probably there was other ways of doing the same thing, but you know. Done is better than perfect, as they say. And I need another one under here. Aha! Aha! There we go. Little bit blocky. I'm sure we can make a smoother, a prettier transition with some slopes. But that's what it's done for a start. Forget looks. Well, okay, it's not forget looks. And yeah, it is slightly off center here. I should have. Well, maybe I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. Camera. And so the reason I am putting cameras everywhere is the whips. It has a targeting mode, and one of which is camera. So the more cameras you have, the quicker it is at locking. So I'm being quite generous with the old cameras. I do need to put them in the right group, which is what I want to check. And I've named all the ones that I'm using for the targeting stuff. I've named did I not copy? I've named fire control. Oh, that was the wrong one. Copy. There you go. Because that also makes it a little bit easier finding them in the control panel. I need to set the range on these guns. Three more left. Where are you? I should paint these a different color. The grey makes it a little bit tricky to see on the background. Thanks for tuning in. Don't be shy. I don't bite much. Okay, so this gun silo, this defense silo is complete. So we've done this one now. We've got this one up and running as well. Guns range, do that first. Don't get distracted. We already have a defensive block inside the base. So we'll leave pretty much everything else on default. There we go. I think that space pirate was attacking the navigator. We're seeing it in the logs now, in the chat window. And this side is done. At least it's dug out. So we can turn this off. Okay, let's before we take it down, let's just double check that. Yeah, that's mostly okay. We may need to do a little bit of drilling to clean up these edges, but you know, that's working. And yeah, so 2 artillery on the top, assault cannon, 1 assault cannon either side, and then a Gatling. Is my thoughts. So that's going to be 1. That's going to be the other one. Rather generous gap in the middle. Where do we? That's where we come out, isn't it? Feels a little bit precarious at the moment. I think we'll put a touch more scaffolding out, and then we'll that's in the Voxer. Oops. There we go. And then the same under here. Because then we can grind the, you know, we can work on those blocks up there and not worry about things getting split. These are fairly cheap. Oops, I actually want to do that one. Come on.
Energy low.
Let me put that one here. There you go. Okay, we should be able to move those blocks around those conveyors without things going pear-shaped. Okay.
Inventory full.
Yeah. So what I want to do is put something there, and then I can take away this one and this one,
Inventory full.
and then put a something like this here. Let's make it yellow. Right. And then we can come down from that to there. Okay, now I can get rid of this.
Inventory full.
And then we can plumb it in from underneath. That is that's the plan. And for this side, I think I'm going to go with these ones. Something like this. That's where my gap is. So let's go with a T. And then here we want to take that out and throw in a welder first, then a cargo container. Do the same on the other side. So a welder, and a cargo container. Okay, cargo containers have ports on every side, so that kind of helps a bit with this side of things when we work on that. And then we can do, we want the weaker side behind, like this, and like this. And then we're going to have artillery, not in that ugly colour. And we want it, like these will rotate, so like this. Okay, and then on this side we want, let's see, again I really do like the conveyors in yellow. It makes it easier to see from a distance. So one there, another one here. Like that way around, and that way around. Actually, well, let's put the guns in, and then we can. No, actually, I want to deal with the armor beforehand. What am I going to do? Solid blocks, maybe. Like that. And then maybe under here, what I'll do is I'll put this and this in, and then we'll just use normal light armor under there. And we'll hold it together. And then, yeah, that's already, we'll take that one out, that one out. Put in this. Okay. And then this is light armor, light armor. Put in the heavy blocks. There we are. And then just do it bit by bit. Just to make sure you're not splitting the grid again. It's only happened to me a couple of times, but it's a pain in the ass. It's not super difficult to do, it's just a little bit fiddly to fix things up. The weld pads will help a bit with it. But I do like to do it before I do too much around, because grinding near these guns, these things have a pretty large hitbox, and so it can be a bit of a pain. I have ground the guns by mistake before. Which is a little bit of a pain in the ass. Because this is the front edge, let's put that one in there. Okay. That's looking good. We'll tidy up this and give it some better shape in a bit, but that's probably good. We'll block in these parts as soon as possible, and we'll fix this as well. Because getting attacked partway through building Building new stuff is a pain in the ass because things go boom. We might actually use this surface. That's actually a big surface to use, and it would make sense to use it more. So I will figure that out in a second. Okay, let's go to here. And then we're going to put assault cannons. Again, focusing on the forward. Like this. You know, this is a good space and it would be a shame not to use it well. How many blocks do the Gatlings, the PDCs take? Is it 3 as well? Yeah, 3 by 3. They are pretty chunky monkeys. I don't think there's a lot of value in putting them in this plane. And given that everything's kind of facing forward and primarily this is about dealing with that area, why don't we do this? I want this to come out like a platform. So what we can do is, and then 1. Okay, I'm thinking. So something like this across, like that. And then under that, something like this. You know, we fixed the one above, like that. And then we have a like a platformy thing coming out here. So we can have, let me just color it. 1 there, 1, 2, 3. Actually, that might be 2. Like this, and then like this. Give them enough spacing. Yeah. So those will come out like
Energy low.
this, and we need to clear this up a little bit. And then what I'm thinking of is, let's come, it'll become clear, I hope, through as mud. Like that, and then like that, and let's repeat the same over the other side. Use our ignore first, bring that down just so we have something to work with. Yeah. And then repeat the same. So this here. Just wondering if actually this is going to work. What? I'm interested in color, of course. Okay, like this and like this. Probably not gonna function. Actually, because I've not given it enough clearance behind. Yeah, there's not enough there. So it needs to come out one more.
Inventory full.
Same for you.
Inventory full.
Okay, like that. Now like that. Is that out enough? What's going on here?
Energy critical.
That looks wrong. Fix that. And now like this. Okay. Now let's try the PDCs. Yeah. Like that. It's a shame they have to come out so much. Gotta watch my energy. Like this. I might keep these as kind of separate separate little fingers rather than kind of going across. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to have enough space to do a PDC on this side, like here, because I'm worried about the not having anything on this plane, like that, and then like this. What are you complaining about? Oh, the rock. God damn it. It's only a little bit. Okay. Still more? Really? Okay, that's it. There you go. Yeah, so something like this. Because when this rotates, it's going to cover, you know, all of this kind of angle. Whereas these, you know, they only have so much up and down. They have the rotation on this side, but they don't have a lot on that side. And I would like something on here. I will think about whether I want that, want to dig that out or not. Yeah, I'm considering doing something like this. Is that the right one? I think it is. And keeping these as kind of separate, separate little fingers. Of course, anchored down. I will think about that aside because I need to transition it. And then here do the other way around. Like this. With the block behind. Like that. same sort of thing here. What do you think? Do you think this is going to work? Whoops, that was wrong. Get it quick.
Inventory full.
Oh, that was wrong around. And then on this side, just kind of bring it in. Like that. Maybe even like that. So it's still, you know, it's still solidly attached to the main base. And you know, often it's well anchored into the which way around are we? Like this. There you go. And yeah, it's fully attached to the voxel and this is probably just going to be blocked off, actually, like that. Maybe actually I'll put a, I need to deal with the plumbing. So that comes up there. Let's do that before I get too distracted. Let's go with the pipe work. Actually, I'm not sure I've got batteries set up. Yeah, there's no welders on that one.
Inventory
here
full.
without getting yeah. So let's put that there, and then that there. Is that a good idea? I'm tempted to go for like a little bit of redundancy around here. Cargo container. Like this maybe. Although that seems a little bit overkill. And that's not, that one's not strictly necessary. Like this, and then I was actually thinking about putting a door in here. Something visible, like this. It's the wrong grey. And then, yeah. We can get rid of
Inventory full.
this
Inventory
one.
full.
Like this. And then basically it's like Fort Knox. And we can then maybe even take that out. Take that out. Sometimes it's easier just to take out the temporary blocks. Let's make all of these solid blocks. And then I'm thinking about making this like an airtight, you know, if I'm out building and I get local grid align. Yeah, cool. There we go. You know, if we're going to need for O2 or something, then I've got a place that I can come to. Because it has happened before. What's your problem? You.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Okay. Come on. Come on, Bob. There you go. Okay. I will look outside and see what I need to do from there. And then we can put a medical in there, and we should be okay. What are you? Light.
Inventory.
Light. Switch that to heavy. What am I going to do there? Maybe just keep it simple. Fix you, and you. Yeah, and then all of these need to be heavy, except you don't need to be there at all.
Energy low.
Yeah. And then you can come
Inventory full.
out.
Inventory full.
Come on, Bob. Do your thing. Bum, 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 bum. If you ain't got that swing. Okay. And now we've got a place that we can, you know, we can come for energies and that sort of stuff. And you know, once we finish doing filling it out, then we'll have a maybe even an airtight space. But I do want a medical in here. Gravity, local grid. There we go. Can I get you under that? No. Okay. Medical. Hopefully we have all of the parts for it. Actually, if we do, I have one facing. Of course. Oh yeah, I do. There you go. It feels a little bit out there. This one is a bit annoying, isn't it? Because it only has some on the back and the sides. Where's the other one? This one has one on the top. Oops. Yeah, top and bottom, which is fantastic because we can take this out. and then throw it right in that space there. And chemicals. And where's the, oh, there's going to be gaps up here, isn't there? Can't plate that one. What if I do something like this? I'm going to handle that side, and then this side I can switch to these. Oh, is that airtight? 3. Which one is it now? Airtightness plus specialized. I think it's airtight. So if that is the case, then if I replace this one, this one, and this one with this, this, and this. Are you airtight? I don't think you are. Where's my leak? Show me. Leak finder is, this needs to be in the game. Ah, over there. What the? Because of... Why?
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Bugger. That should be airtight. What if I change this for this and this for that, and then what? Now this one.
Inventory full.
Actually, I will put a one of these in there. There you go. Just wait until it's built. There you go. Now. Aha! God. What's going on here? I'm gonna have to do the same, aren't I?
Full. Inventory full.
Damn.
Inventory full.
Like, it doesn't need to be airtight, but because of you, aren't you? I think if I do this, like that, and then like this, that in theory should be airtight. Yes. Booyah. Okay, now just some... Oh, no, wrong toolbar. And I want this to be fairly bright. Okay. I may slim those down. That might be a little bit too much. But yeah, now we have a safe space. Okay, we only have one door, which is a little bit of a design flaw. But that's a detail. We can actually fix that quite easily. I think do this one and then turn it around. And then we've got a space to dump stuff. We've got, it's airtight, so we're going to be, we can heal and that sort of stuff. And we've got a medical center to recharge everything. And then we're going to call, let's set this up. We don't want that in the terminal. Automate, open and close. Inner wall. And I'm going to call this defense refuge. Okay, and then on the whoop. Okay, let's set the name first. Say that it's on the outer wall, and with this we want to tweak the settings. So this is a this is an airlock mod that there is 0.5, and it handles a lot of the things for you. So you don't have to worry about placing sensors, adjusting the sensor field, and that sort of stuff. It does, yeah, it does it all. 0.5. What's going on here? Automate 0.5 inner wall. Set the other one up first. Automate distance, because these are all back to back. I keep the distance pretty low. Defense refuge, outer wall, automate. Okay, and then just tweak this one again. Automate 0.5 airlock side inner. There we go. Okay. And then let's reset the color of those blocks. Nice and close, and then I'm going to paint the entranceway yellow. Probably this one and this one, and then do the either side, because what you need is it to be visible. There you go. Okay, that's good. They have ammo. We're going to use build insights and just check the conveyor network. So that's all yellow. That means that everything is kind of connected to the same grid. Check this one over here. Yep, everything is yellow. That's on the right grid. And this one here is all yellow as well. Nice. And one final thing we have to do before we can tick this off of our list is just make sure that the range on these guns is max. So these guns come from another mod. It's the Warfare 2 mod that you can find on the workshop. I'll try to remember to link it into the description. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Don't be shy. Let me know in the comments. Oh, we can actually get rid of you, can't we? Because you've done your job. I'm sure the space pirates will come along and let me know if this is not going to be sufficient. I think the only thing I'm worried about most is the anti-rocket weaponry. We have these PDCs, which of course remind me of The Expanse. Awesome series. Okay, there we go. So yeah, that's almost done. I just noticed that I didn't do the these things. So let's put, whoops. Of course, still play because I put everything away. But we have easy access now. Got some doors. Look at that. I think I need some screens inside. Not really sure what. Maybe something more defense silo based would make sense. And let's just check underneath. This one. And on this side, are you missing both? Yeah. I think it was like this and like this. There we go. Okay, hunky dory. I'll add some lights and stuff around it as well. I need to figure out something with lights. I want the ability to put one light down to change the color of it depending on some kind of status. Like, you know, if there's aggro nearby and these guys are acting or they're locked on, then you know, a red indicator light, something flashing maybe, would be a good idea. And then when everything is calm and normal, then you know, green and that sort of thing. Okay, and we'll just tell Bob to clean up this drill and fill stuff. Catwalk. I can finish off that piece that I put down earlier. Actually, I wonder if the catwalk should be a different color. Oops. Construction computers. But I think that this part of the project is done. We can tick it off our list. I think we've got 3 pretty good defense silos in place. We've got the right sort of coverage, I think. I hope. You know, when this ship is here, it's going to provide us with defenses in this direction and up here. The guns on the top and the bottom, you know, the bottom ones are definitely going to cover out this side. The ones on this piece are going to cover out on that plane, and you know, the guns on this side are going to cover out partly on this plane, but hopefully mostly on that plane. We have some supporting weaponry just here. Fixed turrets. Did I set the max range on these? Yes, I did. I need to set up a CIC or something. Now I'll probably carry on. You know, this area here will probably be the CIC for sight weaponry and the missiles. That all kind of works together. So that's the plan there. But the defense silos are done, so we've got good coverage in the areas that we want. I'll think about putting maybe a PDC down here, because that's what I'm mostly worried about. We don't have anything on this side, which I think is not great. These assault cannons, artillery, and we've got one rocket pod. Yeah. But I think mostly that's okay. Some lights that are needed, I think. I'll block that off, and then we'll have the guided missiles. So, you know, these the artillery and the assault cannons, you know, they're going to deal a lot of damage to stuff that comes nearby. But the thing that's really going to make a massive dent is these guided missiles. And we're probably going to have 4 of them on this side, and probably another 4 on that side. And then this side here, would, you know, this is going to be filled in. I was thinking about doing something like I'm not really sure of where. Something like maybe here. Like this. Not the whole wall, but you know, sections coming out. I don't like to kill myself this time. Whoops, that was wrong. It's a long way to go across, Jesus. These things aren't particularly cheap. They're not massively expensive, but it's a lot of glass. Then on the side, like this. What does that look like? Do we see the color? Yeah, we do. So, you know, one there and one part way down. How many gaps do we have? That's just 2. I don't think we need something like this, maybe. I don't think I'm going to have time to start working on the lamp and WHAM stuff in this session. I have to do it later, because I have to go and pick up my daughter from Kita soon, which I'm very excited about. She's pretty awesome. Always a lot of fun. And then here we're just going to go with probably... You know, there's a lot of wall that we need to put down, so may as well
Energy low.
keep it fairly cheap. Crap, it's 2 now. Like this. And then just fill in the whole lot. And there's probably enough windows. It's only to provide a kind of, you know, some detailing and that sort of stuff. Oops. Yeah. Whoops. Again? Did I? No, I just didn't lay anything. Okay. And then I might use a bit of color. You know, if we go with I don't know whether to use a color or just to go with like tones. I'm autistic when it comes to colors. You know, what colors go with what is not a gift that I have. My daughter Grace is far better at that sort of stuff than I am. But yeah, I'm gonna carry on doing that. I'll do that off camera because it's not super interesting. You'll see the result there. I think this is the right kind of size. And then what we'll do is we're going to have some kind of curve coming up here a little bit, probably coming out as far as these missiles, coming up and over, and then a flat roof, probably with glass. Make it like a glass domey type thing, and yeah, that will kind of look okay. I've used glass on some houses on mining bases, and it looks pretty good. Okay, so yep, I'm going to call it a day there. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think. And if there's anything in specifically that you want to see, let me know. And yeah, I'll do my best to kind of cover those things off. If you like the video, please like it. If you want to subscribe and have more content like this in the future, that would be fantastic. I would appreciate that a great deal. And I will see you again. I'll see you again soon. Until now, take care. Ciao, ciao.